Cinco de Mayo Pauhana Friday. I'm Kaui Lucas. With me today on Hawaii is My Mainland are a couple of fellow permaculturists. But unlike me, they are wildly multi-talented musician, songwriter, performance artist types. Charlie McGee, member of possibly the only band in the world promoting permaculture principles, frugal hedonism, and the joys of climate change adaptation through dance music. Specifically, the Australian Formidable vegetable sound system. Charlie's in town for a couple of gigs on Oahu, part of a summer tour including North America and Europe. Also in the studio, Honolulu-based, German native Lucie Lynch of Lucie and the Perfect Wave, a fusion of slack key, electric guitar, and cosmic vocals. Who knows what will happen in the next few minutes with these two playing music together or maybe separately for the first time ever. We don't really know. But this all happened through when I was at the IPC in Cuba with Lucie's husband. I mean, there was a group of us from Hawaii. And just wanted to clarify, my roommate was Monica Ibache, from a Chilean woman from New York. And she hooked us up over Facebook when she found out you were coming to Hawaii. So I always like to make those lovely permaculture connections.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you actually know Monica?
It rings a bell. You know, I've been around the world for the last 5 years, and I've just lost the ability to put faces to names.
Okay.
And the permaculture community is very small, but it's very spread out. And I was really hoping to make it to Cuba that year as well, but I couldn't last minute. So I'm glad you guys.
Well, there's India this year.
I know, and I'm not sure I'm going to make it there either.
Well, but you made it here, and
Exactly.
that's what counts. And you get to hang out with Lucie.
Yeah.
And there's some gigs coming up. Lucie, can you tell us what's happening?
So tonight, actually, we're going to be at our favorite secret venue in Kaimuki on Mauna Loa Avenue. For more info, just connect with us. And that's happening tonight.
Place.
Yeah, it's the attic.
Yeah, the third
the
floor.
Attic place. The attic magic, I would say, is happening.
Okay, so what's going to happen tonight?
So tonight, 7:30 p.m. sharp, we start, and Charlie's going to play a set. You know, it's going to be probably around 45 minutes. And then I'm there with the full band this time, like Lucie and the Perfect Wave. Right now I'm just Lucie. Sometimes I'm with the Almost Perfect Wave, and tonight it's going to be the Perfect Wave.
Sometimes you just get that perfect wave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be a really sweet evening of great music, great people. You can bring your own wine, you can bring food, you can, share the table with new friends. I think it's a great.
It's all very mysterious. I have no idea what's going to go on. I'm just excited.
Oh, let it be a surprise.
Where it is.
It's so good that way. Just organic, right?
Yeah, it's what I like.
So, Lucie, tell us, Perfect Wave, in addition to your stunning vocals and musicianship, includes a couple other people here locally that people might know.
Yeah, we have, I would call him like one of the guitar gods locally, Nick Gertzen, former heavy metal guitarist and now kind of, formed into this freak folk, metalish music goodness. And then we have Michael Tannenbaum, who plays the slack key guitar, which brings you into other spheres. And then we kind of just combined all of that with my kind of Joni Mitchell-ish, Joan Baez folk music, and we melted it all.
Yeah. Well, I will certainly get myself over there as quickly as I can. Yes. So, Charlie, this is your first trip to Hawaii?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm currently, this is my first trip traveling as an American citizen, which is kind of weird. Yeah, my mum was from the States and thought that she'd renounced her citizenship, but then miraculously found out that she hadn't. And so, I just thought I'd get myself a passport and cruise on in. It was a breeze. It was great.
So you've been circling the globe, preaching the goodness of permaculture.
Save the seeds! I don't like to think of it as preaching so much as inspiring, maybe.
Okay. Good point.
But yeah, we could start a cult if you want to, like a permacult.
A permacult, yeah, that's good.
It worked for a few people, anyway.
So, what's this interesting musical instrument you have?
Well, it's kind of ironic that's my first trip to Hawaii because this is an Australian ukulele, and it's. See, you notice I pronounced it properly?
Wow, I know, I'm blown away.
Ukulele.
Dang.
Yeah. So I bought this at a market near Byron Bay on the east coast of Australia, and it's made out of all Australian timbers, and it doesn't look like your traditional ukulele, obviously, because it's an Australian ukulele. So it's it's hollow on the inside, but the sound hole is actually in the back, and so we've got it's made out of Tasmanian blackwood, which is the closest tree we have to the native koa here. So it's an acacia, super hard wood, and you can see it's taken a bit of a beating from my playing. But there's also some forest oak and Queensland maple. So yeah, it's a 100% Aussie uke, and it sounds great. I really love the sound of it.
How long have you been playing that thing?
I've been playing uke for approximately 13 years, just for fun. I'm actually a drummer. I was a drummer in heaps of bands for ages, and then after studying permaculture, I for some reason decided to write a bunch of songs about it on ukulele. So that's what I've been doing ever since.
And it worked, obviously.
It's taken me places.
And it's very transportable.
Yeah, exactly. I think that the idea of carting a drum kit around the world didn't appeal to me, so I opted for something a bit smaller.
So this weekend is International Permaculture Day, this Sunday.
Yes.
And it's going to be celebrated in fine style. Lucy, can you tell us about that?
It's going to be at the I Love Nalo. It's a beautiful vegan restaurant in Waimanalo.
Such good food.
You don't want to miss out.
Yummy.
They have amazing food made by amazing people.
And gorgeous. It's not just
it's
tasty. It's just like beautiful to look at. Okay, and that's I Love
I Love Nalo, exactly,
like
yeah.
I.
And then what's very special for me personally about that place is that is the place where our first permablitz happened here.
I was there.
In Hawaii, or in Oahu.
Yeah. So actually, I was on the second one, but it was also at I Love Nalo.
So if you don't know what a permablitz is, I mean, I'm sure most of the people out there do, but it's like...
So permablitz is like a grassroots movement coming from Australia, actually.
Yeah.
So Matthew and I kind of, brought it from Australia over and decided it's about time that we inspire people here with the perfect weather conditions to grow their own food and make the gardens edible instead of only looking pretty. And so that's how it kind of started, to plant those seeds and transform it one garden at a time.
And it's like a swarming, isn't it? Like a swarm of people go to one block and then just plant out a garden in one day.
Yeah, and the neighbors get inspired and it becomes a party. People bring their instruments, their kids, the animals, food. It's amazing.
So I Love Nalo is two doors down from McDonald's. I hate to say it, but it's something that people know.
That's how you find it.
Or next door to the Co-op, which we all love.
Yeah.
I better play my egg and cheese muffin song.
And there will be all day live music, actually. So I think it starts at 2 p.m. We're gonna have Rootup, we're gonna have Paul Isaac, and then Lucy and the Perfect Wave, and then Charlie, and then maybe all together. So it's gonna be a day full of music and food and gathering.
Well, you kind of started at the top with your permaculture introduction with Matt, I'm assuming, right? Matt introduced you? Yeah. Okay.
Matt introduced me in Australia, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay. How about you, Charlie? What brought you to, how did you get into permaculture?
Well, I kind of grew up with it, actually. I mean, it was a bit of an alternative upbringing, especially for an Australian, I guess, growing up in the country. My dad just was really interested in sort of living the ethics of earth care and people care, and he had a bunch of permaculture books that he'd read and sort of liked the ideas, but he was working full time, so he never had time to make a full-on permaculture farm or anything. But I just kind of grew up, hanging out with the chickens and playing in the veggie garden and sort of just learning about this stuff by osmosis, really. And, we had an off-grid house with only one solar panel and a composting toilet. And so a lot of that has actually become fodder for my songs. I just write about growing up in the bush as a West Australian hippie kid. And then it was only later that I sort of really began to appreciate that, hey, that wasn't normal, but it made sense. So for me, permaculture was, it's just advanced common sense, really. I mean, like taking care of the place where we live and making community and trying to, find the connections in our local area to keep sustaining the to regenerate the places where we're from. So. Yeah, then I went out and studied it with a woman called Robin Francis on the east coast of Australia, and then wrote some songs about it, and that's what's been propelling me around the world for the past 5 years.
Wow. Okay, you want to show those beautiful the artworks, and you've got a couple of CDs.
Yeah. So this was the experiment. This is called Permaculture, a rhymer's manual, and what it was, it came out of a class assignment that we were given to present a principle of permaculture. And there's all kinds of principles which are just kind of pointers towards, sustainable design. And stuff like use and value diversity, building biodiversity and valuing different sort of opinions and species, and, reducing waste or producing no waste. So there's all these principles which don't just apply to gardening, but they apply to all forms of life, whether you're designing a house or creating a community group. And I just thought, man, this stuff is way too valuable to be left in a textbook. So I did the nerdiest thing a musician has possibly ever done, and wrote songs about every single one of the permaculture principles based on the textbook that we were given. And so that was kind of like an educational tool I thought could be used for teaching, but somehow we ended up playing at electronic music festivals and even like Glastonbury Festival in the UK with the Rolling Stones and stuff like this. I was like, what's going on? And so after that, we recorded a new album which we've just released called Grow Do It, which is a bit more of a basic introduction to just growing your own food and eating healthily. And it's great for kids because it's very, very simple concepts, but adults can get into it as well. So
Lucie, your musical, you described yourself earlier as not a social permaculturist, but
no, I would say, because I'm not so much singing songs about gardening specifically, or I said I'm not quite sure. I'm not singing any song about a vegetable. The only green thing about green things is my green card song. But I always say I plant the seeds of thought in people's minds to just maybe make changes in their lives, to go in their mind and take out the weeds that they don't need and replace them with fertilizer and, the good stuff, the good thoughts. And so that's what I do, and that's where Matthew and I always think we're doing the same work, but just in different gardens.
And you're not doing it this summer, but you have been known to do salon concerts throughout Europe and Australia. Yeah,
exactly. So also I started that actually 2005 back in Germany. It started as living room concerts, and then it got a little bigger. And so now once a year I go back to Germany usually and do a whole tour. And this year I'm going to have a break because there's so much going on here locally, but it has been fantastic. Yeah.
Well, I can't stand it. Let's. I really want to hear you play, but we're almost to our break. So let's watch the video, the one about if you're not feeling.
Obtain yourself a yield.
Obtain yourself a yield.
It's dedicated to anyone who's ever had an office job that they hated.
I must say, when I saw it, I went, oh yeah, that's me. All that coffee.
Somehow good for you. Got to get a result or two in the form of something real. Now if you're feeling stressed and not the best and have trouble finding happiness, well, here's one thing I will suggest. Obtain yourself a yield. Obtain yourself a yield. Sustain your energy. Don't drain yourself, maintain yourself. Obtain yourself a yield. Money is not the only yield. You could be making a bigger deal about what you eat for your next meal. You can't run on an empty tank. Ignore the stash of cash in your pocket. Just make a salad with some homegrown rocket. You just have to go out plucking. No need to go to the bank. You gotta work your days for stuff that pays, not just money, but in many ways. It's time you cleared away the haze. Obtain yourself a yield. Obtain yourself a yield of something you can eat. You can produce some things of use with your own 2 hands and feet. Obtain yourself a yield right in the here and now. Make sure to earn something in return. Here, let me show you how. Sleep. And if you feel like there's not enough air, then breathe in very deep. And if you're thirsty, then you order. Get yourself a drink of water. And if it's gonna be cold and you're feeling bold, you can shear yourself a sheep.
As a matter of fact,
in any given moment, there's everything you need. Just look around, it will be found. Then obtain yourself a yield. Obtain yourself a yield. Take only what you need. Life's pretty fun when you're getting some, but there's no need for greed. Obtain yourself a yield, and one for others too. Make sure to see both ends of the deal. What's good for both of you? Yeah, an easy way to do it is to give one to your friends. 'Cause the good things you do come back to you, and the yield just never ends. Right, the good things you do come back to you, and the yield just never ends. Yeah, the good things you do come back to you, and the yield just never, ever, ever, ever ends.
I'm going to the game and it's gonna be great. Early arriving for a little tailgate. I usually drink but won't be drinking today cause I'm the designated driver and that's okay. It's nice to be the guy that keeps his friends in line, keeps them from drinking too much so we can have a great time. A little responsibility can go a long way cause it's all about having fun on game day. I'm the guy you wanna be. I'm the guy saving money. I'm the guy with the H2O and I'm the guy that says let's go.
Match day is no ordinary day. The pitch, hallowed ground for players and supporters alike. Excitement builds. Game plans are made with responsibility in mind. Celebrations are underway. Ready for kickoff, MLS clubs and our supporters rise to the challenge. We make responsible decisions while we cheer on our heroes and toast their success. Elevate your match day experience. If you drink, never drive.
Welcome back to Hawaii is my mainland. I'm Kaui Lucas, and with me on this Cinco de Mayo is Charlie McGee, one of the two permaculture troubadours that I have in the studio today, the other being Lucie Lynch of Lucie and the Perfect Wave. And we just got to see Charlie's fabulous video. Wow, that was really stunning. And tell us the name of the guy who did all the animation for it.
The guy who made it is called Drop Bear. Jono Drop Bear Chong, and he does everything from designing postage stamps in Australia to making music videos for people like OPO and these pretty big name acts. So we're really lucky to get him on board. He's
well,
a
it's
legend.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Lucie,
Yes.
would you play us something?
I play you a song. It's called, to get somehow a little bit related to, the song is called Heart in a Paper Cup, and since that made me think of recycling. And it's probably a song about recycling your old thoughts and make them into different thoughts. My heart in a paper cup seems that I just woke up to the world around. And my ego's still thirsty, but bubbles are bursting. Silence is the sound of of music, silk for my soul, melodies of moonlight. I'm shivering, but I'm not cold. And I'm wondering, pondering, mumbling, stumbling here in the shimmering light, holding on, letting go, wanting back all these memories I got inside my heart, inside my soul, my heart inside. And my mind is like bubblegum, thoughts chewed up, tongue is numb, old is waiting for new. Love is the answer, and joy the enhancer of the new to come. It's the sound of music, silk for my soul, melodies of moonlight. I'm shivering, but I'm not cold. And I'm wondering, wandering, mumbling, stumbling here in the shimmering light, holding on, letting go, wanting back all these memories I got inside my heart, inside my soul, my heart inside. And I am letting go of all the reasons, I'm letting go of all what is, I'm letting go of all the different seasons, and I'm following my bliss, wondering, pondering, mumbling, stumbling here in the shimmering light, holding on, letting go, wanting back all these memories I got inside my heart, inside my soul, my heart inside. And my soul is a vagabond traveling with a song and some love to share. Music's my remedy, life is a symphony, love is in the air. Love is in the air, love is in the air.
Yeah. Right.
It's a very stripped down version of.
Oh, I love it though. I've heard it many times, but always amped in with other musicians.
Yeah.
But this was so clear and pure and gorgeous. That's upcycling, not recycling.
Yeah, very good. Upcycling, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Charlie, I got to hear on your webpage kimchi, and since we're here in Hawaii, and since you had some for lunch,
I did. In fact, I'm still washing it out. Yep, that got it.
how about playing the kimchi song?
All right, I will. I've had a bit of an obsession with kimchi for some years now, and if you've never tried it, it's the Korean fermented cabbage, sort of sauerkraut packed its bags and moved to Korea. But so I've been making it for a while, and I just thought it's such a delicious thing. I should share my own personal recipe, which is far from traditional, but it's the way I like it. Kimchi, it's good for me. Yeah, it's the best stuff that I eat, I guarantee. Kimchi, so good for me. I wanna make it for my friends and my family. So all I do is get a daikon radish with the cabbage finely diced. Then I chop a bit of chili with the garlic and the ginger to crank it up with spice. Then add saltiness, sweetly caress it to give it a good massage. Then when I see that water rise, I stuff it inside a jar. Kimchi, so good for me. That old fermenty probiotic flavor jamboree. Kimchi, what does it mean? Something like salty pickled veggies in Korean? Yeah, but you can make the bibimbap, the bibimbap, the bibimbap, the bibimbap, the bibimbap is actually a Korean dish, but it also makes a really good scat. Yeah. Well. So good for me. Yeah, then you want to leave it out on your bench for about a week. Kimchi, well, you know when it's ready. Why? Well, because your whole kitchen's really gonna reek. Woo! Yeah, be careful when you try and take a peek. Oh, but kimchi is that flavor that I seek.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Wow, perfect. So one of the great things about that fabulous little secret venue in Kaimaki is it's danceable, dance-friendly
Oh,
venue.
cool,
Oh,
really?
Yeah. So I don't think too many people are going to be sitting down for that one.
All right, let's hope the floor can handle it.
Especially with the, yeah, that's true. The renovations coming up.
Yeah, wow, awesome. Okay, so what's next for you? I mean, you're traveling on from Hawaii and then you're...
Yep, so this is the first stop on our 5th world tour, and it's just me solo here because I couldn't bring the band to the States. It was just logistically difficult, so I'm going to meet them in Europe, but first I'm going around the States. I'm going to be in New York City. Next week I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. for Green Festival Expo, which is, I think, apparently the largest sustainability festival in the States and longest running. And they're doing their New York festival as well in June, on June the 11th till the 13th. And then we're heading over to England and playing at Glastonbury again, along with Radiohead. So that's pretty exciting. And we're doing a bunch of festivals, everything from like, music festivals to a permaculture festival in Iceland and a compost festival in Malta. Like a compost festival. How cool is that?
In Malta?
In Malta, yeah. So it's going to be really, really fun.
Okay, so what's the best way for people to figure out where you are?
Well, formidablevegetable.com is probably the easiest way. Formidablevegetable.com.
Okay.
And then we've got Facebook, Formidable Vegetable Sound System, all that jazz, Instagram, Twitter. We've got, we're teched up.
Okay. I must say it is a pleasure doing a show with you, even though you were in Australia and we hadn't met and everything. I was just like, oh gosh, he's got his things down, man. He's got all.
Thanks heaps.
Yeah.
Stoked to be here.
And Lucie, you have one of your other projects is the Money Talks.
Yeah,
you want to say a thing in our last minute about that?
Yeah, so it's a two-woman musical show about two women artists trying to understand the meaning of success, failure, and inherent worth. And the process is writing a Broadway musical about the whole thing, writing a Broadway musical about money. And it's a true story. It's a story about me and my friend, my collaborative partner.
Okay, and do you have any performances coming up?
We have. We found a private venue as well in Lanikai, which is now, at the moment, our monthly venue.
And if people want to know where...
Go to ilovemoneytalks.com.
Okay.
ilovemoneytalks.com.
Well, I can't wait for tonight and then Sunday.
Yeah.
Yay. Thanks for coming all the way to Honolulu to help me celebrate International Permaculture Day.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Thank you.